Guys, I'm sorry. The video cut it and I had to do some work, some magical work to make space. So yes, I had to do that and make space to make another video slot. So if you're wondering why the video cut short, that's why. I ran out of space, so I had to make another little video. So we're gonna continue on, okay? You don't wanna know what I had to do to make some magic work, but it was a lot. It was a lot, but it still got done. So let's continue on. So anyway, I knew that I didn't want to like throw myself out into the water without knowing if I was gonna get eaten by the sharks or not with this boy. So I was like, I'm just gonna stay friends with him this whole year. I'm not gonna shoot my shot with him because he's kind of iffy. He's giving off playboy vibes. He doesn't seem really like he wants to be in a committed relationship like that. I'm not sure. I don't even know. But I really feel vibes for him. I really feel a crush on him. I really like this boy. And I think he likes me too because he likes sitting with me. He always seems to eagerly want to be beside me. So, I mean, I think he has a crush on me, but I'm not sure. I'm just going to play this out. So that's what I did the whole year. And when summer break went out, we kind of didn't talk to each other, really. We had each other's Instagram. We gave each other's Instagram. So we did have a way to talk with each other. But we didn't really talk during... I don't think we did really. Nope, we didn't really talk during the summer. I don't really remember. Nope. At least I don't think so. I think we did maybe. God, it's been so long. But I think we did talk a little bit, but it wasn't consistent. It was like very like maybe like once a few weeks we would talk to each other, but I really did have some good crush feelings on him. I had a strong crush for him. It was really strong, but like I said, I just didn't want to throw myself out there and just be left for the sharks, you know? But anyway, after that whole summer in 11th grade started, this is where the more messed up stuff happens. This is where it begins. The descent. The true reality of like this man not being the one for me. But here we go. So, as 11th grade started and I was getting myself situated. Now, 11th grade was a lot better. I would say 11th grade was quite better. I had some people that I did feel like were really good friends, and I really loved that. Now, the messed up part was they were seniors. It's always the older ones. I'm telling you, always the older teens. I'm telling you, that are just so good. Are so good, but they left. They left. It was their senior year and they were graduating. So I didn't even have only but this freaking school semester to really enjoy them. It sucked. But anyway, I still had good friends. I had way more people who I really felt a connection with and a vibe with. Unlike 10th grade, it was really bad 10th grade. But this year, it was like really good. And then I met him again, but we didn't have any classes this time. I wasn't taking French that year. No, I don't think I was taking French. I think I was taking something else, but I can't remember exactly. But I was taking something else than French. It was probably either something else. I'm not sure, but it was something else that wasn't French. So I didn't get to see him in any classes, but how I saw him was in lunch. He was in the same lunch as me. He was in the same lunch as me, so that's how I was able to talk with him and, you know, get to know him, get to see him again. That's what I meant. Good to see him again. And he definitely had a little bit of a change. He had an undercut this time. His hair was longer. He was looking more scrumptious than he was last year. It was just a lot. I was like, oh my God, this man had a glow up during the summer. Jesus Christ. And I mean, I did too a little bit. I was working out a little bit. I was doing my thing. I was being somewhat healthy. I mean, I tried. I did my best. And he was feeling me too. He was really loving me too. Of course, in a more friendlier way, but I could kind of get the vibe off of him that he was feeling other things. But, and we're going to get to that soon. But, yeah, we just talked. We loved, we laughed, we giggled. We got to know what we did during the summer. And they was like, you have a phone? And I actually did get a phone this time. I had a phone. Well, I didn't have a phone. I had an iPad. And I had iMessenger. And we were able to talk through there. Yes. I had an iPad. I have an iPad, and we were able to talk through the iMessenger there. And I was like, since we don't have any classes, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to see you much, how about we talk and chat on the iMessage, and we can, you know, still somehow find ways to, you know, meet and chat and get to know each other, you know, get to know each other even more than we already do. It's like, yeah, sure, let's do that. You actually wanted to do this. This wasn't me. He did. So actually, yeah, this is him coming to me. He was pursuing me. So I was even more excited and ecstatic because I was like, oh my God, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he really does like me. Maybe he really does want to be in a relationship with me, like a boyfriend, girlfriend. I was like, oh my God, he's pursuing me. He's coming to me. He actually wants this. So we got each other's messenger. He gave me his number so I could put it on the iMessenger thing. And we talked, we chatted, we got to know each other more. We started off slow, light, easy, friendly, you know, but then things got more spicy. More so on Instagram. He tested me between Instagram and iMessenger, you know, iPhone Messenger, the message app thing. And then at first it was simple, it was easy, it was spicy, it wasn't so spicy. It was friendly, but then things started to get more spicy. And I can't say much here due to YouTube, but I guess I could say he was talking about a song. We started off with a song, you know, like, what's your favorite song? And I was like, I think I said 21 Pilots, Ride. If you guys know that song, tell me in the comment section below. And I mean, the Gen Zers who loved that song back then, it was a hit. The whole album was really good. And then he said, oh, that's pretty good. You know my favorite song? J. Cole, Wet Dreams. And I'm like, J. Cole, Wet Dreams? Are you kidding me? Now, I don't know how I was smart. I kind of connected the dots to him kind of shooting his shot for music. He was kind of like flirting with the music recommendation, the music selection. I listened to it as soon as he said like Wet Dreams, and I didn't hear that one. I heard the album from J. Cole, but I didn't hear that song. And when I heard the song, that song, now it's like, I can't help but think about it every time I hear that song. I can't help it, because that's literally the song that kind of got me into, I don't know. I'm like, okay, I can see. And then he started to become more spicy, more like, hey, I really have these feelings for you. I really like you. And I was just like, you want to be my first time? I'm like, what? Or no, not really first time. Like, you want to do it with me? Oh my God, I'm exposing myself on the internet. Okay, well, I'm not even exposing. I'm just telling the truth. Look, he then was like, hey, I really like you. I really like you. I liked you during that whole year. I'm like, how about we do it in the woods? That's all I can say. How about we do it in the woods? That's all I can remember. I don't remember the exact message, but it was kind of like, hey, I really like you. I'm really digging you. Let's do it in the woods. Let's have my first time in the woods. I was like, whoa, in the woods? In the woods? I wanted to do it in a bed, but not in the woods. Oh my God. I wanted to do it in the bed, not in the woods. That definitely threw me off course, and I was like, I don't know about that, man. Are we sure we can't go to your house and do it there? Honestly, I was battling between not doing it at all because I was like, no, shouldn't we establish a relationship first before we do it? It just didn't feel right to me. Like, shouldn't we establish what we are before we go into the bed? But he was like, no, we can do that later. Let's do it now. I really like you. I just I just really want you. Let's do this first and then we can figure it out later. Between a mixture of pure pressure and just also the, what's he call it, the teenage hormones that was on the edge. I was like 17. Yeah, 17 around that time. So the teenage hormones was at its peak. So I was like, you know what, screw it. We're gonna do it. And we did. After class, after school time was done, he took me to the school's woods and he brought a blanket. I'll say he was prepared. He was prepared now. He brought a blanket and he laid the blanket down and he worked his magic. And we had our first time there in the woods. I had my first time. So, as much as I want to say that I'm a pure virgin cherry, I'm not. I had my first time with him. He took my cherry. But it was only 2 times. Only 2 times. And that was it. Because actually this whole story can get speeded up. Because it was during those 2 times I was like the guilt feeling. Because then afterwards I was like, that felt great. That was amazing. Now, can we talk about what we are? And that's when he began the gaslighting. The very gaslighty, like, we don't have to talk about it right now. I don't really know. Hey, how about we just meet each other again? We can talk about this another time. Something like that. It was just like he was pushing it away. He was pushing it aside. Every time I try to talk to him about what are we, what's our relationship status, what are we, please tell me what we are, he would just push it aside and would just not confront me with it. And I was just like, why aren't you, oh Lord, oh, this is not good, this ain't good. I've got myself in a situation. I gave him my first time, I gave him my cherry, and now he's not being honest. He's not telling me truthfully what we are. And I knew that like I told you guys, I never want to be a side chick, a friend with benefits. I did not want that. And I didn't. I really didn't. My daddy taught me that. My daddy taught me. He raised me to not be that because we had too many family members who became that, and that's not what he wanted for me. And I didn't want that for myself. So I was like, I can't do this. I can't be a side chick. So I'm going to have to put on my big girl pants and tell him that I can't do this. And that's what I did. But the way I did it, though, wasn't the best. I'm going to be honest with you. So continuing, I was feeling so much guilt inside of me. And I knew that I had to confront him, but the way I did it wasn't the best. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't clean. Honestly, now older, I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. I should have gotten the courage, if I was gonna have the courage to say, look, what are we? Then I should have had the courage to say that in front of him. I mean, I said it like after our first time, but it was that second time where I was like, I'm so nervous. I don't know what to do. Like, should I confront him? Should I like say like I don't like this? I don't like not knowing what we are as a couple or as a relationship. I don't know what we are. And I really don't want to be a side chick or a friends with benefits, a situationship. You know, I didn't want to be none of that. And from the way it was going, I felt it in my gut, in my soul that he was gonna he was gonna do that, and I didn't want that. So, as much as it hurted me, I had to say, look, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I gave him 2 cherries. I gave him 2 times. He birthed my first cherry. He took my first time. He took my virginity. He did take that, and he got a second time, but he's not going to get another. He's not going to get a third if he doesn't say what we are. If he doesn't like tell me what we are. If he doesn't talk to me about what we are. And I'm just like, I just want communication. I just want a simple, clear conversation. Just honesty, truthfulness. That's all I wanted. But he wasn't giving me that. He was being very gaslighty and not really telling me what we were. And it just was eating up with me, the guilt. And just also just the feeling of lying to my dad. Every time we would, I'll say, I'm staying back from school to study and do homework and stuff like that. I'll lie and say I would stay back to do study and work for school. But I was anything but the truth. We would go to the back of the woods and we would screw. We would screw. I think I can say that YouTube, right? Screw. Screw the knob. Screw the doorbell. You don't know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I think that's good. Screwing. Yep. Doing our thing in the woods. But I didn't like it. It was just between that and all that, I knew I had to break this off. Because he wasn't being honest. He wasn't telling me what we were. So what did I do? Which was not the best. I ghosted him. I ghosted him. I did. I ghosted him. I was like, look, if he's gonna just treat us like this, if he's gaslighting me, then I might as well make my leave. And I ghosted him. As soon as we got done with our second time, I'm like, well, after he said, we're gonna meet here again, we're gonna go back to the woods again, do it again. That's what he said after our second time, our last time. God. Who was like, sure, yeah. And after that, I deleted our message, and I didn't delete our Instagram. I still had our Instagram, but I deleted all of our messenger and I ghosted him. I didn't talk to him. I ghosted him like that, and I tried my best to avoid him as much as I could. Of course, he texted me after I didn't show up for our third meeting. And he was like, hey, why'd you ghost me? Why'd you left me like that? Why you didn't show up? What's up?